What's up, everybody? It's Brandon and Chris here, and I wanted to talk about something that has had me fired up over the last few days. We'll say a few days, a week. I've been pretty fired up. So, for those of you who do not know, and most of you probably do, Rockstar and Take-Two have been in a little bit of a controversy here lately due to the cease and desist letter sent to OpenIV. OpenIV being an editor and archive manager for Grand Theft Auto 4, 5, and episodes for Liberty City. I think for Max Payne 3 too. Anyway, huge source for modding single player in Grand Theft Auto 5. It's been very, very popular with the community. And on June 5th, Take-Two had sent OpenIV a cease and desist, saying that they can no longer distribute or basically provide the community with OpenIV. That they were violating whatever they think that they're doing. I don't know. They gave a bunch of shit, like intellectual property and all this. And really the whole argument there was online. Mm-hmm. Basically, they basically came out and said that OpenIV was creating this malicious tool for people to abuse and affect online play. Yeah. That's kind of paraphrasing, but that's basically what they said. Which I know, and OpenIV, we'll get into this in a minute. OpenIV actually did respond to that here recently. Definitely not true. Not true at all. Not in the same. OpenIV actually only affects single player and single player only. It does not even, and you cannot even get online with OpenIV. If you're running OpenIV, it will not let you online. It is specifically designed that way because it does not violate the terms of service or the EULA policy for Grand Theft Auto Online. It's got me so fucking fired up over the last, and it's just a game, but it goes way beyond that. Yeah. Because they are twisting and turning so much. What's had me so fired up is their wording. Yeah. They're basically telling us, they come out and said a bunch of shit about the intellectual property and how, we shouldn't be modding their game and hacking their, other people, you're affecting other people's experiences. And OpenIV was not the only thing that got shut down. There was other programs that were shut down at the same time, and they actually were focused on hacking, not modding, hacking online, and that's totally. I understand. That's totally understandable. Yeah, because they're still supporting a service with GTA Online. That's why it's completely understandable, because if you get in GTA Online, you don't want to be playing against a hacker. Exactly. You want to be playing against somebody who's having the same experience as you. Exactly. But whenever they shut down OpenIV on GTA, which was a clear and still saying that it was a part of that problem. Yeah, which is not. It's not true at all. No. And so then they're saying that you don't own that game. Yeah. Just because you bought it, because you paid your money for this product that we made, you don't get to say what you do on the single player, on the campaign, which is kind of like if Nike told you can't walk down this street because we made those shoes. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what they're saying. Yeah, or publishers are saying you can't write on the inside cover of a book because it's our book. Exactly. Or you can't put tinted windows on a Ford F-150 because Ford didn't make it that way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Tinted windows kind of stupid. Yeah, the police do that anyway. Yeah, exactly. But, there are laws, and regulations, for certain things like that, for traffic. It's the same way here. We've got copyright laws for a reason. As long as you are not, completely altering the game or using their code or actually claiming the rights to this game or this engine and using it as your own or selling it, you're not violating any kind of copyright law here. Really, everything that OpenIV falls under is fair use. Their fair use is far more real of a thing than intellectual property. The intellectual property is intangible. It's something that they're using to blur the line. Yeah. What they're doing is they're taking a brand, and they're blurring a line
And what we're doing is we're spending $60 on a product of this brand. What they're trying to do is blur that line like we are leasing the brand. Not just leasing the product, we're leasing the brand, and that we should thank them for their service, and that we don't own this at this point. We basically, one person, and this was a person in the comment section, basically said that, well, Rockstar is giving us permission to use their property. Yeah. No, it's not the same thing
at all.
It's not the same thing.
They're making this so that you will pay them to have it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how this whole thing started.
That's how all products work.
That's how all products start out.
Yes.
And then just like movies, they decided, well, we could make more money if we just lease it.
The music industry's been doing the same thing.
The music industry is worse.
It's terrible.
Probably.
It's terrible.
But I hate the idea of intellectual property to begin with. Because whenever you say that you own this intellectual property, you're saying that nobody ever in the history of mankind has ever had this same idea as you. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that is fucking retarded.
Very.
Straight up retarded. And the other thing with that I wanted to make a point of on the intellectual property is if they can stop Open4 from modding, be using the intellectual property laws, then the people that made the movie Heat should be able to sue the fuck out of Rockstar and Take-Two.
Yeah.
Because GTA 5 is pretty much a knockoff of the movie Heat. That's why I liked it so much.
About portions of Vice City and Scarface?
Yes, exactly. The people that made Scarface should sue the fuck out of them for that.
And this is another great example for those who are unaware of fair use. Because what they're doing is you're altering the source and you're changing it and making it your own, or even altering it enough to where it's not the exact copy of the other. So anybody who would defend the fact that, yes, they knocked off Scarface, it's a parody or whatever, that's how parodies get away with what they do.
Yeah.
It's fine because it's fair use. We're not knocking that because it is fair use, but it's the same exact thing the other way around. This is completely total fair use. For the single player, I want to clarify this. For the single player, there are no terms of service, there's no EULA, there are no laws or anything saying that we shouldn't be able to alter or mod single player of any game, Grand Theft Auto included. Rockstar themselves have come out and said that they, in the past, recently, that they have supported the modding community and things what people are doing and their creativity to basically get a better experience out of their game. Yep. And any company usually would agree and do the same thing because they just want their product out there. The thing is when you pay your $60, it's over. Now, I mean, it's not always over. You've also got DLC and other things like that, and you've got the online, like Grand Theft Auto has, and microtransaction. We'll get in that in a second. But that base game, especially the single player, you pay the $60, just like you pay for any other product in the world, no matter what it is, it's over. It's yours. You do whatever. If I want to buy a vacuum and then bust the fuck out of it, I can. Because it's mine. If I want to buy a copy of Grand Theft Auto for $60 and break it in half, I can. Yeah. And if I want to mod the fuck out of the textures or whatever else, I can. As long as I do not sell it or distribute it or paint it in a bad light and do some kind of defamation thing. Yeah. That's completely different. There are already laws in the books to protect them from that, and they could sue the fuck out of me. But there is nothing about modding or altering anything for your own personal use as long as you're not getting any money out of it or anything like that, or it's anything bad against the company. And that's slander. Yeah. So, now, the online portion, what people are getting confused about, the online portion, there is a EULA agreement. There is a terms of service. You cannot hack or alter the online experience because it affects more players, and they're still supporting and running this service. Yes. So, that's way different. They're still offering this as a pay service, pay as whatever they call it. Yeah. Games as a service, which is stupid. Yeah. Anyway, they're doing that. That would fall under that. So, anybody who has been defending that is right. Anybody who's been defending Rockstar and Take-Two on this is on the single player side is wrong because
you are wrong.
Congratulations.
There's no in between.
No, congratulations, you have been played. Yeah. You have actually believed that they have managed to trick you into believing that intellectual property is some kind of huge thing, and that you think that no matter what, Rockstar can come into your home and tell you basically come in to your home and tell you what you can and can't do with the single player because it's their game.
That's what a lot
bullshit.
of people think.
It's they own the license, but they made a game with that license and they released it as a product.
Yeah.
You need to understand that. People don't understand that. I've seen countless of people. Most people would actually agree, because if you would look at Steam reviews, they have they have absolutely overwhelmingly tanked almost every Rockstar Take-Two game, and we can get in that in just a second too. But for those of you out there who are backing Rockstar Take-Two over single player, probably need to read a fucking book or something because you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'll straight up be a dick about it, because you're talking about my freedoms here. Yeah. You're talking about everyone's freedoms here, and you're talking about something that doesn't actually exist. Yes, on the multiplayer side, it does. Single player, no, it does not. And Open 4, again, is not doing what they say they're doing. There's already been malicious tools, and they're still to this day. They fucking closed Open 4 down, and they were hacking the motherfucking online portion of the game last night.
Yeah.
You're never gonna stop it.
No.
You're never gonna stop. And also, I want to make one point really quick. For those of you that were, and I don't want to get too political here, but for those of you attacking capitalism and calling this capitalism, even because it was a private company that did it, is a fucking moron. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't matter even if a private company did it. They're still using a bodied government's laws, something that the government created against us, to control us, to seize the means of production, which is community mods, and control them, sell them out, and with intention of selling them out, whatever they want, or offering a different service without our say so.
Yeah.
We are out of it. And those who are defending them are basically consenting to that. Yeah. That's not okay unless you're just a socialist, I guess. Yeah. But let's be clear, it is socialism. Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's not capitalism. No. A real capitalism would be somebody like, not Take-Two, but actually like Rockstar, who has supported mods in the past, and companies who do support that, because they know that these mods extend the life, which, by the way, they did not offer any DLC, any story player DLC like they said they were going to. They decided to focus on online. So there's nothing that extends the life of the game. So community modders do that for ourselves. They alter the game and do it to make things more fun. Hell, the only way they can get away with selling the same fucking game, a 4-year-old game, at a full price on PC is because people are buying it to mod it. Yep. And it's their own mods. It's at their own discretion. Excuse me.
Well, and I wanted to say, a lot of people are saying, well, if Open 4 is not wrong, then why back down? Well, they don't have the money to sit in court like Take-Two does. These companies like this, they know they would lose in court.
Yeah, this is totally losing.
Sony and Nintendo have both lost their asses anytime they do anything with intellectual property.
Yeah, look at what Nintendo's doing for YouTubers.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. It's fair use, and they're trying to control every bit of it and what dimes you make and what dimes you don't make. That's what it is. They want all the fucking money for themselves, and they want all the control from themselves.
But every single time one of these game companies has went to court over intellectual property, they have lost their ass. Take-Two knows they would lose in court, but they also know that the people that run Open 4 can't afford to stay in court as long as they can.
Yeah.
They could just tie it up in litigation.
Exactly.
They would eventually win.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly
because they would just have no money to keep going.
Exactly.
Even though it's bullshit, this is how they're twisting companies, because they're bullying people. I mean, that is bad.
That's, these companies like Take-Two are using government to screw people over. They're not using capitalism to screw people over.
No,
they are using government to screw people over.
Exactly.
That is not capitalism whatsoever.
No,
I don't know what the fuck any of these people have read in their lives.
No,
I don't know if they've ever even stepped inside a classroom. I don't understand.
They're listening to a bunch of horseshit, or because they know that these companies are capitalizing on certain things for people. It's that maybe they confuse that with capitalism. That's not actual capitalism. They're using shades of cronyism. They're using socialism. Mm-hmm. That is what a lot of big corporations that you hate do. Mm-hmm. Not all big corporations are bad, but a lot of them are. And that's, in this case...
A lot of people are bad.
But a lot of people are bad, exactly. But in this case, they are using socialism, not capitalism. You're wrong. Sorry, you're wrong. I'm not sorry. You're wrong. So, with all that said, I wanted to get that rant out of the way because this is something that is very fucking serious. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
And because it's so serious, and because it was such an effect and it pissed off so many people, thankfully, just today, they have announced that Rockstar came out and announced that Open 4 would be back. Mm-hmm. And that they wanted to reiterate that single player mods were never supposed to be, that they had affected, that they had talked to Take-Two and had convinced, supposedly convinced Take-Two not take action or pursue any kind of legalities or anything wrong against modders of the single player, any single player mods or those modders or those programs. Yeah. Which is great. Anything obviously attacking or affecting multiplayer would be a different story. That's perfectly fine. Good compromise. That's how it should be. Yeah. That's in their terms of service, which is law. But we'll just assuming that Rockstar actually did this, and Open 4 actually did come out and make a statement right after that. They did attack Take-Two.
Yeah, and they should.
And they should have, because they told Take-Two that they were wrong and they knew it, and they did. Because Take-Two, all they wanted to do was try and force, and I guarantee you this is what they were trying to force people off of single player, off of modding, so that they had to come to online and pay for those fucking shark cards. Yep. Because that's what it is. They're seizing the memes, buddy.
Fucking bad. And them shark
overpriced.
Cards, man, people are buying them. I don't understand what the fuck is going on. People are buying.
It's the same stupid motherfuckers that call it capitalism. I guarantee it.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, I'm very, very proud. I want to just say this to end it. I want to say it to end it because I went on my rant. I told I said what I wanted to say. I think that's a very good thing. I think more people should speak out against shit like that. Bethesda's doing the same thing right now with Skyrim and Fallout 4. Yep. They're trying to seize that shit, and we all know how the paid mods worked out the last time for them. And, we kind of thought that that's what this was going to go about now. Luckily, it was such a fuck up that got so many bad reviews on Steam and everything else, which is great, that they decided to bend and put it back on there. And I love that. So we'll see how this goes. I want to thank, if Rockstar really did it, I will thank Rockstar, because at least they are still sticking up for their own, and it's affecting their games, so I would hope they do. I know that their parent companies Take-Two, but Rockstar still, it's still their games, to me.
Yeah.
I also want to thank everybody who actually said something, who got out and they spoke their mind, and they did the reviews, and they took over Steam. I think they made this happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 77,000 some in a petition. Thousands and thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people probably have probably changed this. So we can't stop. You gotta keep going. But we'll see how it goes from here. But I will say thank you to the people. I want to say thank you to Rockstar if they did help, because this is great. I was very fucking mad about this. So this is cool. I mean, this is about our rights here. This is about our rights as consumers, not theirs. They're putting out a product. We pay for it. That's it. It should never be blurred.
No.
Not for their own personal greed.
No.